Alright, welcome back to an Art Time episode. Hopefully this is just a one-parter, but we'll see what happens. We are going to be drawing a Chrome Wars weapon, and not a pistol, may I mind you. We're going to be drawing a knife. So, as per usual, if you enjoy the video, please leave a like and subscribe for more. So, the knife that we're going to be drawing here is going to be called the Plasmatic Cutter, according to the thumbnail, of course. And what it is, essentially, is it's like a combat knife, except it's, a much longer blade. And it has plasma blades as well. And also, I'm kind of going off of like a close reference, but not too close, because I need to make it my own design anyways, to knives that have a certain, handle to it that I like so far. We'll see what comes of it, but as it stands right now, yes, of course, usually they have handles about, right here. Also, we're doing this pretty early into the day, too. So we might get interrupted. And we might get some dinner that I'm going to eat off camera because, I'm going to watch a Markiplier video while I eat off camera, because why not? So, yeah. I'm going to go on ahead and input my own design into this one. Because why not? And then we're going to go on ahead and get everything kind of colored in, somewhat, so to speak. I'm doing this on a Saturday, by the by. We're not necessarily going to be posting this until Sunday. Then after that, we're going to go on ahead and do another drawing. Depends on, what it is we plan on doing. And then we gotta go on ahead and make another Minecraft video. Preferably. I also want to make another Minecraft video today, so this one's not going to be that lengthy. Alright, now, this is going to be a different blade design than most. It's going to be kind of like a butcher's knife combo with a combat knife, kind of. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Well, if you see the thumbnail, then you already saw what I meant. Also, I should probably move this a little bit over in this direction. Yeah, I also gotta keep track of, oh, sounds like the dog pissed on the floor. Which is not natural, because she's, of course, potty trained. Maybe she got too excited. Well, what can you do about that? Dog get too excited. Yeah, I like the backhand off there. Okay, you still need to go further inwards. Jesus Christ. And then we'll have that kind of combine into this little cut point right here. To which then we'll have, let me see what this one looks like. That just has a weird branching off point here, which makes no sense, so I'm not going to go with that one. I'll go a little nub, but I'm not going to go that far out. There's no reason to go that far out. Like I said before, we got to make our own design, and that's what we're going to be doing. Alright, so, the serrated, heated part of the blade, the one where the plasma actually gets utilized, is this part right here. Yeah, like so. Where it gets completely utilized. The heated part of the blade used to cut open as much metal as you possibly can. Looking at these, they don't have that. These designs are pretty plastic looking. I'm looking at all the designs of nice knives here. Most of them look pretty plastic looking. This is the future, and designs is a huge aspect when it comes to future-based weaponry. So, that's what we do. That's what we have. Ah, yes. Of course. That makes sense now, don't it? Oops, master opacity. Good thing I'd... Well, actually, no, I would have to have, what we call it. I would have to have num's lock off, or on. I don't know what it's on now, because num's lock on here, unlike the caps lock key, which has a little light on the top right of the key. Num's lock does not have such luxuries. Oh, wait a minute. I don't want that. I don't want that. I want this. There we go. And then we just go on ahead and adjust this as follows, and there's that. Now, let me see something for a second. Why is new tab taking a while to load? Come on, you can do it. No, don't you dare tell me. Don't you dare tell me the internet decided to crap out again. I'm gonna check. No, it's just this is being induced. Let me close this and open up another one. Or Google is broken. DeviantArt? Oh no, what's happening again? A big internet shortage, outage, whatever. Something's happening to the internet that's causing it to bug out. It's happened before and it's gonna happen again. And it's kind of annoying. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. No, it kind of does matter. Work. Oh, wonderful. Oh, there we go. It says I can't be reached. What the fuck is your issue? Plasma compound sign? Is that called? I don't know what it's called. Atomic structure of plasma. I don't understand what that means. I was looking for something like lines and stuff, but I guess I'm not smart enough to understand what this means. Oh well, whatever. Oh wait, what's this? No, that's not it. Well, it don't matter. I guess we could come up with our own design here. Even if it makes no sense. Even if it makes no sense, I'm still going to make the design. Probably going to make some of these bigger as well. It is a design. Whoops. You are supposed to be circle, mine oval. There we go. Alright, now I gotta move things around, make it look nicer. And then I gotta go on ahead and, these will probably be thicker lines that we're going to have stroked. So, yeah. Stroke the lines. But, anyways... as you see from the thumbnail, the main premise of this particular drawing is the fact that it's the fact that we're gonna go on ahead and have this cut down like a large piece of metal. Because why not? I think that would look cool. It would leave like a giant indent in metal. You think metal was going to protect you? You've not seen this knife before, that's for certain. Well, not really much you can do to stop the stopping power of this sick as hell knife. Trying to figure out how I'm going to do this. Because I want to have the design of the handle shown. Unless he's tossing it up in the air. Oh yeah, that could work. Oh wait, if we're tossing it up in the air, would he be... Wait. Do I have anything here I can use length... Oh wait. I guess this will work. He's tossing it up in the air like so. Okay, so it would be going in that direction. Tossing it up there brings it over in the opposite direction. So, boom. Mid-toss so that we can see the knife. That's not very dangerous at all now, is it? Unless you're wearing heat-resistant outfits that makes it so that plasma can't cut through it, no matter how hard it slices through. I imagine if you were in the future, you would have something like that in mind, right? But if it can cut through metal, then what the hell kind of cloth material is heat resistant enough to prevent that from being a problem? I have no idea. But it doesn't matter. He's supposed to look cool, and he catches it on first attempt. I imagine he trains with a knife that's similar. Would it be? Yeah, it would probably be like this. A knife that's similar weight and design to this one right here. To where he can simply just go on ahead and go to this knife no problem and just toss it. Mid-toss. Because why not? Don't do this at home, kids. Don't toss heated serrated blades in the air, especially if you can't catch them. Even if you feel confident that you can catch them, don't attempt. You will probably die. Hey now, don't try this at home. I remember that. Anybody remember those good old days? Just shame, really. But it makes sense when you get raw down to it, right, Hackard? It makes sense, despite the fact that we don't want it to happen. You know me, the one who has creations that literally are unable to be touched by death. The one who prefers to live an immortal life, constantly creating, making worlds. Hell, I would be happy living an immortal life if I had the ability to go to my own universes that I've created. You know how many times I would visit Luna's universe, or Fade's universe, technically speaking, because Fade is the first one in the universe that was ever created. Poor Fade kind of just got, pushed out of the universe as Luna just went on ahead and became, the main star of the entirety of that series. Well, series. It's less of a series and more like a world-building kind of thing that we're just looking into Luna doing. I guess technically Luna has made a couple of series for her right now. What with My Luna Academia and Luna the Titan, with Luna just going in and changing the timeline as much as she possibly can. Well, not as much as she possibly can, but she's definitely changing it. What in second episode, I guess technically the first episode as well, but the first two episodes of Luna of the Titan. So yes, of course. Why wouldn't I want to go into a universe like that and have some fun? Hell, probably a hell of a lot more fun than what I'm getting in this universe, constantly stuck in what feels like a dead-end job, but I understand old people are like, this job pays real good, we'll retire early. But I don't want to retire early. I want to create for the rest of my life and make money off my creations. That's what I want to do. Live as long as I can to create as much as I can, you know? That's the way to live, for me at least. I can't just be content with these jobs, nah. I want to learn to make money off of my own creations, which I have been doing on Patreon to an extent. Not the best yet, though, but it's getting there. I have something in mind that might get some money. It depends. If my theory is correct, we might be getting more than Totally Spies ever could have gotten us, which is technically 4 Patreons. Well, I guess we got 2 reoccurring patrons, but we'll see how long that lasts, because, like I said before, in multiple, series, it's a very hard life out there right now. Money is not that easy to come by, and especially with everything being expensive as it is, not a lot of people are going to be able to spend a crap ton of money on fetish art and hentai art, both of which are in the same vein, because that's what I'm doing. Fetish, hentai art, all that stuff on Patreon. I would say my next best option outside of the series, like I have been saying before in the past, is Unity. I'm going to be doing that probably around the vacation week in August, assuming I can get done with my big project pretty early on. That's my hope, at least. But, it will take some time before I get to that. I have to get a lot of drawings finished first, and we need to get into a more comfortable position to say, we shouldn't have to worry about running low on stuff. Running low on drawings and stuff like that. We'll see what happens. Oh wait, I want to make this knife red. We're going to have a sanguine person invading a cerulean facility this time around. Why not? A specific shade of red. I guess that'll work. We have everybody invading the sanguine facility, but no, sanguine is also out there fighting off all the others. Of course they'll be invading their facilities. Well, anyways, we have been making decent progress. And by getting this done with, we're going to have enough time to hopefully be able to get the Mogulu drawing finished this week. And then work on the class overview drawing. Which, as I've said before, that's 10 characters. 10 characters that I'm going to have to draw. 9 that are new, and 1 that we have already drawn. All of y'all remember Ariella Mine? The naughty, seductress girl who teases Gwyneth. I mean, we've only seen one instance of Gwyneth being teased by Ariella, but I like the idea of her being like a constant tease to kind of incite Gwyneth's little hormones whenever she like goes on ahead and messes around with her. You know, because why not? We rarely get to see that kind of representation in anime. It's not going to be like the main, point, though. Don't worry, we're not going to shove it all down your throat. There is also going to be a hetero instance there with Damadora and those 3 girls, but it's more like... I drew conclusions to this yesterday, but those 3 girls are like the Canker sisters, and Damadora is like the Ed boys all put together in one. I feel sorry for Damadora. He's innocent. And I believe he was 19, right? I gotta double check on that. I don't think he's in his 20s. I think Damadora is the youngest out of the group. Oh no, the internet is going to Borktown and back. Oh, well, let's go on my phone. Oh, so you decided to load, huh? Okay, so now you're done being a douche. Fine. Damodora's name is a pain in the ass for me to spell. You would be... No, not here. You would be here, right? Let me double check. Ah, yes, 19 years old and is quite an outgoing, overtly friendly guy. So yeah, there you go. Not the youngest, he is the youngest, obviously. I don't remember the others' ages, which I probably could... You know what? Yeah, sure, why not? Screw it, we're checking it. I'm gonna go on and check it. Why not? We got the time. We have the time to mess around. No, that's Chrome Wars. I want to go to Elementals Reborn. I also need to change the Elementals Reborn image, because I think that was before we decided to go about with a flat world for this entire thing. It's like a over the edge, gravity kind of goes down into the core, like that. It's like the core shares the same properties as like the core of all normal planets. It's just that the gods made a floating island and had it like this, to where you're on the outside of the edges, it's like lower gravity. It's not a case of everything pulls down. Everything pulls down and curves inward like it's a spherical planet, but the gods decided, we're going to make the core exposed for some reason. Don't ask me why they decided that. Alright, let me see. Gwyneth Tora is 20. Yeah, she's the second youngest, I believe. Well, Ariella Mine, I think is... let me take a guess. 25? Probably wrong. Nope, 21. She's 21. Gwyneth, I think... Genthru, I think, is 26? 28. Christ. 28 years old, Genthru is. He's the oldest amongst the group. So Damodora's 19, Gwyneth's 20... Ariella is 21, and Genthru is, oh, wait. Oh, that's all a part of that. Hold on. If that's all a part of that, then that means I decided to be different. And Genthru is 28. which is probably rare to see in these particular types of anime. Characters that are over 18. There's barely any characters who are over 18 in anime. And those that are usually in, like, dark animes or something. This should be more like light pink, kind of. Yeah. Wait, nope. What is this, blade number 4? Ah, yes, of course. These should be a hard red. These right here. That would be blade number 5. We do have a young character here, which is Damadora's sister, I think? Let me see if I can remember where that was. JPEG. That had to have been, like, pretty early on. Was it 44? Yeah, there's the Aqua Magic overview, so 46? No, probably 45. Here it is. Damadora's sister, I think. The Hazarika family bloodline, who was 15. And, I think so far that's the only character that I have in this series that's underaged. So, yeah, of course. Let's see here. I guess that'll work. Dark red. I don't know why I'm talking about Elementals Reborn. I forgot how we got to this conversation when we're working on a Chrome Wars weapon. How were the... Yeah, that's an interesting little concept. How would the characters of the Elementals Reborn universe fare up against the characters of the Chrome War universe? This is interesting indeed. Let me go on ahead and save this here. Equipment, EQ, Plasmatic Cutter. So, here's one thing to take into consideration with the Chrome Wars universe. There's a crap ton of mechs, and a whole bunch of, like, explosives and, like, nuclear devices. And they have a particular type of device that allows for them to essentially be pretty much any military that does not possess such device. Atomic manipulation. This is what they possess. With that being said, of course, they have infinite resources at their disposal, provided that they have a ton of, well, you know, energy. The only set of people here who would go after the Elementals Reborn characters, all of the people in the Elementals Reborn universe, would be the Sanguine, or however the hell you pronounce that. I don't think Cerulean would ever fight up against those people. Their descent definitely would respect their lack of technology, and the expansion that they have kind of incorporates nature to an extent. It's like they don't expand constantly. Don't forget, this entire universe kind of takes place in a medieval-esque era with magic involved. And while they do have some form of scientific advancements pretty early on, thanks to this, what do you call it, but in magic-based kind of scenario, thanks to that, they essentially, aren't completely in a very detrimental age, to a point where their age range, and instead of being whatever it was in the medieval era, was what, max of 30, 50, around that number? I could probably just look it up. What was the life expectancy in medieval times? Probably 30, so I would have to take a wild guess. Life expectancy at birth was a brief 25 years during the Roman Empire. Then it reached 33 by the Middle Age and raised up to 55 in the early 1900s. So yeah, around, I don't know what that is. It was a Middle Age medieval era. You're not really telling me the exact medieval era, but I guess it doesn't exactly matter. All that matters is that we were close. Or that we were right on track in Roman Empire, and Middle Age is actually the bread in between the meat known as the medieval times and all that stuff. Well, don't quite matter now, doesn't it? But yes, people can get to a pretty old age in this particular universe. So thankfully, that's not really a concern. But also, we got like the atomic manipulation technology in Chrome Wars universe. Chances are, somebody's been able to figure out how to effectively use that to give them immortality. And I gotta remind y'all that immortality doesn't mean that you can't die. It just means that you don't grow old. Age does not affect you, and therefore, no matter how long you live, you will not die from old age. Disease could get you, anything could get you, but old age won't destroy you. But if you have atomic manipulation, chances are you can probably just cut the disease out by the source via atomic manipulation. Technically speaking, if we were to use Luna's example in the My Luna Academia alternate universe, her ability to heal up All Might's wounds, give him a new stomach, give him a new lung, or heal up his wounds, it shows that Luna's universe has like the technology to be able to like give people new body parts and heal them up from what would be considered life-threatening wounds and whatnot. It really shows that atomic manipulation could be very powerful in the right hands. The only reason that I would like atomic manipulation to be a thing in our universe, but the only reason I wouldn't want that to be the case here is that you know damn well that the people in power are just going to abuse that. They're not going to use it for the people's benefits. They're not going to allow for people to live easier lives for it. Oops. Let me go to this and... okay, yeah. There we go. They're not going to make people's lives easier with it. They're going to somehow make it 10 times worse. And then whenever war breaks out, it's going to be like the Chrome Wars, where there's just going to be giant mechs and whatnot, constantly killing people off. It's just going to be a very bad time. That's what it's going to be. A very bad time. And it sucks. Atomic manipulation could be a very useful asset to society and humanity as a whole. But I just don't trust humanity. This is the entire reason of the Chrome Wars' existence. Is because we all know what humanity is like. If we were to have atomic manipulation, this would be the outcome. The Chrome Wars would be the outcome. There isn't really much that we can do about that. Unless we take the people in power out of power who would abuse it. But then again, you can't really guarantee that another person who could get in power isn't going to go on ahead and abuse this technology. At this point, we'd need just one... wait. Did you take your food out the dish and start eating it in your dresser? What reason do you have to do this? What was I saying before? Oh yes, we need one major superpower who has like complete and utter control over atomic manipulation, who is not corrupted by anything whatsoever, and has the people's well-being deep within their hearts, preventing it so that those who would be in power, who would abuse this, can't abuse it. That's what we need. But can we really trust one single person to do all of that? Can we really? Give a person too much power and then they'll go power hungry. It takes a lot of will and guts to not let that power get to your head. I don't know, me personally, I wouldn't really want to have the responsibilities of going through something like that. Such a drag, if you know what I mean. Trying to keep track of everything, trying to ensure that people don't abuse this technology. The amount of work that we have to do to keep busy and regulating all that, and making sure that we police it as well, is not something that I can do. I'm a creator, after all. It's within my body to create. We need somebody who's young, smart, has a nice moral compass, and is not willing to let anyone persuade them to join a darker side. Do we know anybody like that in today's day and age who can do that? Brain was telling me Markiplier, but with his, I know his ego is like a meme that he like plays upon, but would he let that power go to his head? I don't know. We'd have to ask Markiplier, which he's never gonna get the question to, and like until who knows how many years until we can get some form of popularity on here. Markiplier, if you were given the power to control all of atomic manipulation, would you abuse it? Or would you do everything within your power to regulate it, to ensure that humanity survives and doesn't, cause the Chrome Wars right here? Yep, the Chrome Wars. I mean, I feel like he would. For a meme, he'd probably be like, well, I'm going to do whatever I want. Or something like that. But in reality, he'd probably be like, no, of course I will. Of course I'll make sure that nobody abuses this. We could save so many lives with this. Nobody would go hungry. If we could just make food by pressing a button and just manipulating the air surrounding it, yeah, of course I'll regulate that. It would save world hunger. Markiplier would be like that. That's the one thing I can respect about him. He's like the inspiration for me to continue creating. He's out there trying to prove upon those douchebags in the big old Hollywood thing that you gotta be professional to be able to create. Otherwise, you're not going to be taken seriously. Bitch, have you seen half of the fucking Hollywood-based movies out there? Have you seen Morbius? As much as we like its Morbin time, you can't deny that the money that they're bringing in is just piss to dollars. That's not a phrase, I just made that up on the spot because I couldn't think of whatever phrase it would be. Phrase or whatever. There's so many freaking movies out there, Hollywood big budgets, that are just completely freaking terrible. Awful. And I am only going off of numbers. I'm not a movie person to begin with, so my opinion doesn't exactly matter on the occasion. But when you look at the facts and the numbers, then you've got yourself a good understanding of how that entire system would work. Like, it's not making a good amount of money during this, so that means it did quite poorly. That's essentially what that would be like, right? The entire system. But, yeah, it seems rather, pretentious of those particular types of people to just be like, you're not a professional, you're not in the big wigs, so you don't matter. It's pathetic. This mentality needs to stop. Anybody with a creative bone and the passion to be creating something should have all the opportunities right there, right at their doorsteps, without even having to search too hard for it. That's what we need. We need to have that opportunity. Or better yet, if we have atomic manipulation and there's no reason for us to have jobs because everything is made by atomically manipulating stuff, then there's no need for money. Then at that point, all we just need to do is freaking abolish the economic system, and then we just have a system where all we do is focus on our passions and hobbies. That's essentially what Luna's universe is right now. Because of atomic manipulation, and because of pretty much everything in, at the push of a button, big steak dinner, potatoes, macaroni. I don't eat potatoes, but I have chicken cutlets and macaroni and all that stuff just by pressing a button. Or maybe carbon dioxide. No. That would be the difficult thing to regulate. We'd have to well, maybe not. Maybe it depends. Unless we were to have, because if, alright, let's just say on the off chance that all the trees are dying out, if we were to make, say, atomic, or not, I guess mechanical trees with atomic manipulation that absorbs carbon dioxide atoms and reconstructs their atoms to be, oxygen atoms, then essentially trees are back to life again. We would have to have some way to figure out, what atom is the most abundant that no matter how many times we manipulate it, it's never going to run out. I would think oxygen makes sense, but I don't know how big of a difference that would make. We need to figure out a dense atom that we can create naturally. Or I guess the sun's energy. Whatever the sun's energy is, I mean, I have to imagine that the energy is atomic in some nature, right? Well, whatever the sun's energy is, we can just go on ahead and take them, the atom structure of that. See, in my brain, I think, go on ahead, take the atomic structure of air and change it into oxygen. And if we have trees that are just constantly taking in carbon dioxide and releasing oxygen, I would have to imagine that there would be some system in place to where we can just have that infinitely going, and no matter how many times we take the air. I mean, I guess another good option would be waste. But then you would have to try to convince people that, yes, this waste pile right here that we created, we turned it into a nice heaping steak right here. We moved all of the atoms out of there so that there's no contamination, and all the atoms that were created from these particular atoms, they were made like they were just made and weren't touching any form of trash. That's the thing. How the hell are you going to convince people to eat what was once trash that's now actual good food that was never touched by trash to begin with? That's the thing that we have to try to get used to if we were to ever go on ahead and do this. I guess it would be a good option to at that point, plastic. Yes, plastic, of course. We can keep plastic production going, and all we need to do is just send all of our plastic to a plastic processing facility, and all the plastic that they have there gets broken down into a certain atomic structure. If we figure out whatever atomic structure makes up the a very heavy and dense set of atoms or whatever it is, that of which is a good storage container of all the atoms. Then we just go ahead, have those canisters there made from all the plastic, put it in send all the canisters out to the areas that need to have atoms supplied to them to be able to create stuff. And bang, bang, boom, you got yourself an infinite supply of atomic structures. And what? I did the stupid and somehow managed to move the Plasmatic Cutter over to the equipment in Chrome Wars. No worries, I'll just delete this, cancel, and I will save this to Chrome Wars and not do the stupid again. Weapons, there we go, that makes more sense. Weapons, not equipment. We don't have equipment. The only thing we're focusing on in Chrome Wars is weapons. Anyways, now that that's been done, Cerulean SWAT. Yeah, they're attacking a Cerulean-controlled base. So, yes, of course. Anyways, yeah. There you go, folks. We solved the plastic problem. If only it was that easy. I'm sure there are so many other things to take into consideration with atomic manipulation. But, if we can figure that out, maybe we can save the planet and help humanity not die of starvation. I would hope so. Heated scar. What is the color that I'm missing here for this? Would it be it's hard to tell. Unless that is like this and this goes up like this. It would be red, right? If you go ahead and put a serrated blade like that, going into it and just cutting through it, then yeah, that would make sense. Then that would be probably this in the middle. Yeah. Yeah, that's the one thing with atomic manipulation. Or would that be red? No, that would probably be pure red. But yes, that's the one thing about atomic manipulation. Well, it could be very helpful for the benefit of mankind. I don't trust anybody out there to regulate that and do the right thing with it by making it into the thing that it needs to be made into, which is a thing that helps people. Because essentially all you need to do is just manipulate some atoms in the surrounding area. And then you go on ahead and simply just, you know, go and make some building materials. Or build a house, for that matter. It seems simple. But what complications would we have that would make it so that that wouldn't be the case? How would it screw us over somehow, instead of help us? Whatever be the case, it's fine. Because we're probably not going to live that long to see the day where that could be a potential technology that's made, unfortunately. I don't like to think like that. But with everything that's been going on lately with the world, it really just makes it difficult for us to feel optimistic about our situations. Not a whole lot of confidence. Not a whole lot of confidence in the human race whatsoever. But that's fine. Maybe when I die, I can get my soul to go over to Phage Universe and hang out with Luna instead. Enjoy a nice life where I can actually get to have some fun with some of my favorite characters from other universes. Yeah, sure. I'm sure we can find an alternate universe where that character finds some attraction towards me, and then we can just have some fun. Why not? That's the beauty about having the ability to go across alternate universes. This person in this universe doesn't like you? Well, that's fine. We'll go to a different universe, try our luck there. So long as we don't do anything stupid that would cause our demise by the hands of said character, then we'll be golden. It's like getting a redo button, kind of. If you want to do some things with your favorite character and trying to convince him to do such a thing, well, you have to have opportunities and chances. And that's where you'd have your opportunities and chances. Just going into a different universe and be like, well, that didn't work. Let's try that again. Maybe with a little less suck. Let's see. I don't know about that. Maybe I can just take this color and shade it and make it look different. Yep. Yes, indeed. Alright, let's see. Alright, I guess we can go on ahead and try to use some of this here grass here, like so. Not a whole lot, though. Grass. I will, brush tips. There we go. Space that out. Make it a tiny bit bigger. Trying to make it a little bit more, confined like that. There we go. And now for rocks. Well, this one's easy enough. Let's see. Ah, yes, of course. I'll use these rocks right here. Why not? Others dynamic. This. Space that out. 50. Ah, yes, look at those rocks in the sand right there. Alright, now for the sky. Should I do a sunset? Or since we're in the desert, we could probably do like a nice yellow sky. Whoops. Not the color we want. Not that either. A nice yellow sky with some shades of light blue. Probably up top, maybe. Or maybe here. I need to be more light blue. There we go. Alright, good, great, fantastic. Okay, now that that's been covered, let's go on ahead and shade these in. This one shouldn't take too long. The background here is relatively simple, but it makes sense. We're at a cerulean base somewhere in the desert. Alright, let's do this We'll probably have the edge there be darker because of the whole, what do you call it? Heated, serrated thing, making it look like that cut burnt the edge. But the cut's still hot, and melting magma. You cut into something and it turns into this heated, serrated metal that makes it look like it's, what's the word I'm looking for? It looks like it's scalding hot. I don't know if that's what it would look like, but it's fine. It's fine for now. Alright, take me to the sand, gotta cover this up. There we go. Now the rocks. Try to color up most of the rocks, most of the sand. Now I gotta go do the bottom here. How long have we been at this so far? Jesus, less than an hour? I mean, yeah, I guess it makes sense. 45 minutes, a little over. Not that bad, actually. The weapon itself didn't take too long, and since we're not going too heavy on the background today, that didn't take that long either. I do want to do some adjustments to the weapon, though. Maybe provide some, like, orange tint to the blade. So I'll go on ahead and do that once I've finished shading in the background. Maybe get, like, a nice, light gray smoke coming off of it. Oh, wait, whoops. Switch over to this. Switch over to this. I wonder what kind of base this is to have it look like this. Also, are you... Oh, yeah, okay, I see. I guess I should have figured as much. That's fine. Alright, here we go. This is the part that I wanted to adjust. Light it up, but not too lit up, so like around here should be good. Alright, good, great, fantastic. Next up, texture. Wait, I should do this for this, so that this looks like it has the serrated, heated, what do you call it here? You know, like so. Alright, let's bring this to 400. Bring this up like so. And then we just cover in all of this. We will serrate the other side as well, because why not? We'll probably have some smoke coming out of here as well. But where exactly? Ever smelt burnt metal before? And that's what it probably smells like right here. Intensely at that. Keeping the burnt smell going for as long as it possibly can, as it goes on ahead and keeps that metal serrated. And plus, since we're in the desert, well, you know damn well that this environment is keeping that heated up a little bit more. Prolonging its ability to become cooled off, I guess. Cutting through metal with a simple knife. Cut pretty deep somehow. But that's what the sanguine does, I mean. Sanguine goes on into the base with a knife. Which is pretty ballsy, unless there's like an army behind them getting ready to strike. But also imagine how much you'd have to cut to be able to get in. Yeah, I guess I'll also do this to this up top, why not? And this right here. And this. Also, I forgot about this shit. No, that's 50. Go to 5. Let's go to 150 so we can get the size up. 50 exposure, 150 size, and now for sand. Which is going to be a mix of this and the cracks. Oh, there we go. What you doing, cat? Licking yourself as per usual. Alright, okay, so guess I'll go on ahead, highlight some of the sky a bit, just so we have it highlighted. Oh, and of course, texture this one. How could I forget? Not a whole big texture, but just enough to make it look like it's textured. I don't know how the heated scar is going to work with mid-tone, so that may not actually do anything. But it's fine. It doesn't exactly matter too much. Okay. So there's one more thing that I want to do to this knife that I kind of forgot that I should be doing. Plasmatic Cutter. I'm going to go back to this for a second, and I'm going to provide a nice light orange glow to the blade. Blade glow. No, I missed the W key, or the W nub, I should say. So this is what we're doing. We're going to do this, then we're going to see which one we want to use for this one. Overlay looks like it could work, but how about vivid lighting? Nah. Overlay looks like it works better. But what if, I were to highlight the blade glow? Now it doesn't look orange at all. So don't know why you burned, but I guess that's fine. Unless I gotta... Okay, hold on. We know it's going to be overlay, so I'm going to change this to overlay. You go over here, and I'm going to see this. Maybe vivid light. Let's see if that works now. No, that's just pure yellow. I don't think screen would work. No. Screen only lights things up, if I remember correctly, right? That's what that did, right? Screen lights things up, while multiply darks things up. Like, say if I were to just go on ahead and, oops, I don't want to do that, but even if I have to change something, I'll change it. Say if I wanted to just go on ahead and just have this black here. Well, I don't know if that's actually going to work. Screen. Wait a minute. Unless... that just became invisible. Because I never used screen. I don't really need screen to light things up. So if I put white here and put screen in, that does nothing. So what exactly, how the hell do you use screen then? What if I did 128? I have no reason to do this. I'm just testing. Oh, I see. Okay, hold on. Let me leave that here since this is a layer anyways. I'm going to do some difference here. Does this change? Or, well, this doesn't matter. Oh, I see. It just makes it look like it's a light layer. And then we got overlay, which just does that. Overlay makes that invisible. Alright, let me just delete that. We don't need that anymore. I don't use that. I have the dodge tool, which essentially just allows me to do the things that I need to do, like so. Let me try mid-tone. Yeah, okay. I guess I could also have another type of blade glow cover here. And make it more orange around the side here, but change it up a bit so that it's not going to be looking all like that. So let's try 20, or 10. Let me shadow. I don't look as good as I thought, unless I were to do this. Because now it just looks yellow. Alright, maybe we don't do that. Because that looks fine. I'll stick with that. Next up, the smoke. Well, the smoke, steam, or whatever the hell this part will be called, then the smoke. I don't have a smoke. I only got like the cloud-esque texture brush here to make it look like a smoke. Unless I have to have this be like 20 or something. Wait, what? Let me adjust this. I'm going to increase spacing a bit. I'm going to have this be like 30 or something. And maybe I'll wet the edges. Maybe. I think I need to make it brighter though. Let me go to, let me press D and let me make it like 80% bright. About about that one? Could work if we do it properly. Space out less, maybe? Maybe make this like 10 or something? Possibly? I don't know. Space out more. Like 50 probably. It's very difficult to get a nice looking smoke texture in. I'm going to get to the baseline and I'm going to see if I can work on that here. So let me move this down to 50 and try to figure out the best way to go about making this look good. I'm not sure. What if I did this? I don't have a smoke texture to make this work properly, so it's not going to be as good as it possibly could be. But I'll try my best. Let's try 250 and see what we can do here. I mean, it has that nice little edge of the smoke. Let me do some without wet edges and get a good mixture here. Well, let me try smoothing, actually. Yeah, smoothing. That's what I try to do with this particular brush. I gotta like switch between like the, what do you call it? And the smooth, some different types of it. Like, we got noise, wet edges, airbrush, smoothing, and whatever protect texture is, which I don't think, if the texture thing isn't active, then that's probably not gonna actually do any good for me. Oh wait, I forgot to call this smoke. Smoke. Let me see something for a second. What if I did overlay? That could work, actually. Wait, I got an idea. Alright, first things first. God fucking damn it. I'm gonna make another smoke layer. We'll call this one smoke overlay. I'll hide this for a second, and I will delete some of the smoke here, as best as I can. But with this instead. That's not gonna work. Smooth. That's not going to work either. I apparently can't do wet edges on that. Wait a minute. Wait, I got a better idea. I'll take this and I'll provide some scatter, like so. Now I'll do an opacity here. I'll make sure to switch out so that we don't have this being used accidentally. Yeah, some of the smoke here to cover up this. Kind of get rid of the smoke there, and maybe get rid of some of the smoke here. Alright, now for the smoke overlay, we'll provide an overlay, and we'll delete some of the sides here. So that it's not all completely a mess. I'll delete some of the sides in this area here, leave that open as such, delete some of this, delete some of that. Weird looking smoke, but it's the best that I can do since I don't really work with smoke. Yeah, let's let it be open. I mean, what do you expect from a blade that's serrated and isn't exactly turning into molten lava? Oh, I should have named that steam, but I guess we'll have two different types of smoke. I will keep this here, just in case. But now let me switch over to wet edges for this one. I don't know about wet edges for this one. I'll do the normal one for this one. This one's going to be a little bit more of a tricky bitch to get right, but I guess this is the best that we can do. I'll delete some of the smoke coming off of the interior, at least. We'll still use the same messy, what do you call it, brush to make it work properly. Alright, now let me try some smoothing. Make it a bit bigger. have it go up like so, have smoke coming off here like the wind is going in that direction, kind of. And once we've gotten to it, we're going to go on ahead and make the glow here. We're going to make a glow here look pretty bright. Right. I think that might be it for the smoke. Actually, wait, hold on. There is a few things here that I want to do to smoke on the edge here to try to clean it up a bit, you know? Just a little bit, not a whole lot, and that should be it. Alright, good, great, fantastic. I think that means all we need to do now are just the shadows, and the lighting in the shadows and the effects. Yes. Perfect. So, with that being said, we switch it on over to here. There shouldn't be too much shadows here to work with. This is broad daylight. The only shadows I guess we should have is like on the bottom of some things. Here. We shouldn't really have any shadows here. But try to get some of the shadow here. Yeah, like so. Now we go on ahead into the background. Have the shadows cover over most of the smoke. No, it doesn't exactly matter too much. Actually, it doesn't matter a whole lot, because most of the shadow here is not even going to be necessary. We're in broad daylight, sunlight. In the desert. My back. So yeah. Technically speaking, shouldn't really be that big of a deal. Oh, I also forgot to save the color there, but it's fine. Chances of us using this again are less likely. Cadillac's sleeping over there. Sleeping and doing her thing. Which is just sleeping. Alright, let's see. Oops. Did I did the stupid? I have managed to do the stupid yet again. How did this happen, you may ask? How did we manage to do the stupid again? Well, you see, there's some things that you just don't notice. And that's one of them. That's one of the things you just don't notice somehow. No way to really counteract that, unfortunately. You just gotta just live with it and hope that you don't do it again and perform the stupid once more. Anyways, there should be bright lights. Bright little light. Yeah, something like this. Depends, really. Yeah, because don't forget, this right here is in the desert. My back is sore. I should just spend a day laying down, but I can't. I've got so much that I have to get done with. I am so busy, I must get stuff done with. Because I want to. I'd like to get a lot of progress done with. Do as much as I can. Right then. Sun rays. Sun ray. Beaming sun down to the earth. Burning up people's skins before they knew it. Know it, whatever. Sun ray. I'll have the sun kind of beam down right up above. Probably like right over here. Shite. Are you just turned off? Excuse me? But the mouse just... Okay, there it goes. Yeah, I definitely need to get new batteries for this thing. No, I'm not going to worry about it right now. I was going to text to say get the batteries out. Remind me to get the batteries out and get all that stuff taken care of. But we're almost done here. Shouldn't be able to forget, right? Hopefully. Alright, sun particles. Sun particles. I'm surprised at just how much juice I'm getting out of these batteries, though. The mouse turns off, it's like, I'm running out of batteries, and then I slam it or turn it off and on again, and it's like Wait, nope, there's the juice. There's the juice. And it just keeps on going and going until it reaches the end where it's like, I'm running low on batteries again. They're like, oh, there's the juice again. How much juice is left in this here battery? Man, maybe we should just get a new battery. And I'll be like, maybe you just need to freaking learn to use up all the juice inside the godforsaken battery instead of just being all like, oh, we're halfway done. I might as well just stop working and say that we need more batteries. It's kind of stupid when you get right down to it. Shadow Rays 1B. There's not a whole lot of shadow rays actually in this area. I don't think we can put any shadow rays here. But you know what? That's fine. You know what that means? First things first, I kind of want this to be on its own area. So, cut glow. And I will use the lighting instead for this one. So 50 overlay, let's go back to 100. We're almost done, folks. Which is surprising because we're a little over an hour in. Wait a minute. Unless I want it to be vivid lighting? Oh yeah, vivid lighting looks way better. Imagine some man with a knife comes up to your heavily secured metal base or concrete stone base and he's just like, and then he just cuts clean through it. Cuts right through the metal, cuts right through the stone. You're just standing up there inside your base looking at the camera being all like, holy shit! And you're like, get the gun, get the gun! And this man just like comes in with a freaking army of soldiers with a whole bunch of guns and you're just like, well, fuck, what can we do here? There's few of us and several of them. And then they just go on ahead and go on a brawl of guns, a shootout. Just imagine this. This man just getting into the base by simply cutting it. You would have to think that your entire base is made of papier-mâché, if I remember how that's pronounced. I only know that because of We Happy Few and the way they pronounce that. Weird. I was like that. And before I thought it was like paper-mâché, but it's papier-mâché. Or mâché. Or maybe mâché is fine, it's just the papier part. It's the part that's supposed to, you know. Yeah. Well, anywho's and whence. I'm gonna add more glow to this because why not? And we're gonna do a yellow area here. Try to get some more sunlight beaming down. There's a juxtaposition to that one POV of the soldier with the gun and the bullets coming through. This guy's just cutting through the cerulean's base, and it's like, yep, I'm twirling this knife, this very deadly knife in the air and catching it with my hands because I can. Would you be intimidated if some man with a sword or a knife like this coming in, swirling it around? Very dangerous because the heat will cut through his hands easily, but he's catching it perfectly, flawlessly, no slip-ups whatsoever. And he's just slowly walking towards the base like, yep, I'm your worst nightmare. And he comes in with an entourage of soldiers and whatnot. This should be a different yellow area. That right there is a perfect intimidation tactic. Perfect indeed. Intimidating the soldiers, not even giving them a chance to, like, try to gather their thoughts and wits by just looking like a freaking anime villain over here with that sword or knife flying up and around. Stop scratching. Stop it. Stop, I say. Too bright. Still too bright? This seems less bright. Ah, that works. Let me move over to see what other colors I can use here. I kind of want to go for a yellow look. I want to go for the usual orange western look. Yeah, no, the yellow kind of works perfectly. Bright, but not too bright. I think that's all, actually. I think that's all. Cut out the scratching. I'll just move all my tools back to their usual spot to make sure everything is back to the norm. Uh-oh. No. Wait, that wouldn't be the case, would it? I noticed that this was 30 for some reason, which is a little bit concerning. But I guess it's kind of fine because of reasons? Oh, let me see. Oh, wait. What was 30 again? Why does that move to 30? It's fine, actually. Nothing happened. Everything is fine, actually. Well, let me head on back to basic bitch swatch now, and, yeah, there we go. Awesome. Great. Fantastic. Ah, nice. It's pretty simplistic, but it kind of works. The entire purpose of this drawing is to showcase the knife. With an... Oh, wait, right. Oh my god, I almost forgot. How did I forget? Jesus Christ. This is why I don't do these anymore, because I keep forgetting that I can do these. Ugh, Jesus. I used to do these particular designs, constantly and consistently. Then I stopped doing it when I kept forgetting to do it. Would you stop scratching that? Don't give me that sad look. You're scratching something you're not supposed to scratch. There we go. Even if it's small and has no purpose whatsoever being in here, it's still a design, and I still want that design there. I didn't miss any other design, right? Yeah, that was the only one. Awesome! Great! Fantastic! Okay, I'm glad we remembered. I'm glad we somehow remembered. So, as per usual, without effects, with effects, without effects, with effects. Pretty bright, but it makes sense given where we are at right now in the desert. Holding a knife that cuts through metal. Anywho's and what's. There you go, folks. A pretty short video, art time-wise, and the whole thing gets done. So, thank you all for watching today's episode of Art Time. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, subscribe for more, and check out that there playlist. Now, of course, previous episode of Art Time lies right over here. And let's see, we're posting this Sunday, so the most recent episode of Minecraft RTC Edition right here. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Later.